It's Ash from Super Videos, back for another one. We're back to talk about Season 6 of Fear the Walking Dead. They just released another teaser for Season 6, which we're going to break down in this video. Most of the shots in this teaser are new. There isn't too much that's identical to things that they've released before. Most of it is related, but it's new footage. So let's go through these. The first shot we have is this shot of Morgan. He's walking through an abandoned city. I found a place safe where Gina won't find us. Now that's very, very interesting because it tells us that he's talking to someone who knows Gina, someone that was part of his group. That tells us that not only is Morgan gonna be safe, but he's gonna find some of the other characters. We don't know who he's gonna find, but whoever it is, it has to be someone that was with him right before he was shot and injured. But he's saying that he knows a safe place to go where Gina won't find them. This safe place Morgan is talking about could be Alexandria, back in the original show. It might be a little too late for him to mention Alexandria and want everyone to get there, but I'll take that. If that's in fact what they're doing, I'm okay with it. The other part of it though is, since The Walking Dead's original is going to end after season 11, how is that really going to work? You know what I mean? There are theories or rumors that everyone's just going to end up in Commonwealth. I don't really like that idea, but that's just another theory that's out there. The next shot we have is a related shot of Morgan walking through the city. This connects to some of the pictures that they've released as well, where we have Morgan with that stick, with that pink blanket, walking around. This is obviously during the time when he's healing after he was shot. The next scene is this scene right here of the bounty hunter. Right before this, you actually see his dog pass in front of the camera as well. I just didn't include that screenshot. But the title shot that comes in is the past. And there's going to be another one after it that's going to say is dead, which connects to the message in their key arts. The past is dead. The next one is this scene right here of the bounty hunter killing a walker. And then we have this shot of Gina looking at someone inside a jail cell. We don't know who it is, but it's definitely the same person that was in one of those earlier teasers that they released. The same person that people thought was going to be Madison. We still don't know whether it is or not. I highly doubt it. In the voiceover, we have Gina saying, "Thank you for finally unburdening yourself." That's pretty interesting. The only thing that would make sense is that Gina thinks whoever is in the jail cell has done something, done a sin or something like that. And by coming back maybe to her and going into the jail cell, they're unburdening themselves. I wonder if it's someone who did something to her people and escaped, and maybe they came back to face the punishment or something along those lines. The next shot is this shot of John. He's burying someone, not sure who, but this is definitely some sort of a graveyard. We don't even know if this is just out there in the open or if this is inside one of Gina's communities. But the title shot obviously connects back to what I said, the past is dead. The next shot is this shot of John again. The next one is an interesting one. We have Victor talking to someone. We don't know who, but probably John. He says, if you go down this path, there's no going back. That's very interesting. Now, we have talked about the idea of them pretending to work for Gina and pretending to be loyal to Gina in order to gain her trust and to hit her from within. This could be part of that. Maybe they're coming up with this idea to follow her orders a little bit and gain her trust, but hit back at some point. It could be something completely different, but the only thing that really comes to my mind when I see that is what I just kind of mentioned. The next shot we have is this shot of, I think, Morgan and someone else coming out of a cave. It could be someone else, but it looks like Morgan. It could be Morgan and the bounty hunter for all we know. Then we have this shot of Alicia. She grabs a rifle. This is obviously when she's still imprisoned by Gina's people, and this is probably when she breaks free. Then we have this shot of Luciana inside a truck. We do see some gunk and grease on the windshield. So this is obviously connected to the oil field explosion. And then we have this shot of Dwight running. But in the voiceover, we have someone saying Morgan. It's not Dwight, it's someone else. We don't know who it is, but they say Morgan. And then they say, you can't let it end like this, which is interesting. And we have this shot of Morgan. He's looking up at something, not sure what he's looking at. He still has the red eye, obviously. And then we have this walker approaching. This might be the walker that Morgan was looking at in the previous shot, but in this shot right here, we have Morgan pointing his stick at someone saying, "How do you know my name?" So he's definitely responding to the person who said, "Morgan, you can't let it end like this." So that's extremely interesting. Could this person be the bounty hunter? That's a possibility. He would know Morgan's name because they told him his name. So it could be something like that. But the fact that he said you can't let it end like this is interesting. Then we have some shots of Al's SWAT truck. We have this shot of a walker approaching. Now if you take a look at their vest, they do have the key that Gina's people have. So this used to be one of her people. Obviously they're dead now and they're a walker. We have this shot of what I think is Gina's group. We have this shot of June saying, "I'm gonna help these people." This story I think is still connected to the oil field explosion. And then we have this shot of Dwight with a mask on horseback, jumping onto the SWAT truck. Now if you're asking, how do I know that's Dwight? Make sure to go check out the last video I did for Fear the Walking Dead. The link is gonna drop on the top right. That'll explain everything I think we know so far about Dwight and Althea's mission, the SWAT truck, the masked group, and Sherry and Dwight and Sherry's reunion and all of that. So you can go check that out. Basically a continuation of the scene where we have Dwight jumping onto the SWAT truck. We have this shot of Luciana, Sarah, and I think June. But Luciana says, "Good people died here today. I don't think anyone we know died, but this is definitely part of the oil field explosion." Then we have this shot of the people with masks on horseback. Someone in the SWAT truck is shooting at them or around them. Again, go to that video I mentioned to hear my full thoughts on how I think all of these are going to come together in terms of Dwight and Althea and Sherry's story. Then this shot, again, connected to the same scene. And then we have this shot of Gina with the SWAT truck in the background. And then this shot of the bounty hunter. He says, "So he's dead." That's interesting. He's not asking, he's saying it as a statement, which is interesting. Not sure if he's talking about Morgan or someone, but that's interesting. The next shot we have is this shot of Dwight hugging Althea. I'm assuming this is when Dwight tells Althea about Sherry, possibly. Then we have this shot of Wes. It seems like he's in a lot of pain. He might be shot or something. Then we have this shot of John. We did talk about this earlier, but he also has the key, the same key that Gina's people carry. She carries it herself as well. This goes back to the conversation I had about my theory that John and Victor Strand are gonna pretend to work for Gina for a little bit just to gain her trust and do some damage from within. Two people fighting. I don't know who they are. Obviously, we can't see their face. We have this shot of Victor Strand with a gun pointing it at someone. We have this shot of June fighting a walker, fire in the background. This is again part of the oil field explosion story. And then we have this final shot of the oil field explosion. And that's pretty much it. That's all of the shots that was in the teaser. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to share and smash the like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.